I do like the under. I don't think they keep it within the number, though. I think you are going to see Notre Dame run all over Navy. I think it's going to get very ugly from the jump. I think the defense is going to lock them down. Yeah, give me the Snakes. I'll lay it today. I think Merrill Kelly pitches really well against them today, but I just think that bullpen is going to get destroyed.
Are you guys hearing what I'm hearing? Javon just took the meat out and faded his own squad. He's fading the Reds today. This is like Christmas. This is unbelievable. Chat, meat on tape tonight for the Commanders ML. I can't stress this enough. I will have a rack on them in the preseason. That's the most I'm going to put on a team in the preseason because it's preseason. But it's my favorite bet so far of the NFL year. If you're not taking it, I can't help you. Football is here, ladies and gents, and you can make some serious coins responsibly on the Commanders ML. What's going on, chat? How we doing? BTL episode 302 piece. Hold the fry as always, joined by your hosts, Krabs and Javon. Squad ride cake last night, chat. We owe you guys a winner. That was maybe the worst bet of all time.
Not a good way.
People are talking. That was a shit wager. And we move. We move, chat. We've got day games to talk about. Yesterday was yesterday. Today's today. How about that? Somebody put that on a shirt. Okay. Big night tonight. We've got the Book It Fantasy Football Draft. Make sure you guys tap in. We're going to be streaming that tonight around 8 Eastern. Okay, make sure you guys hop in. If you haven't done your draft yet, it will be a perfect time to kind of scope out the board and see who we're picking and obviously just vibing with the squad. So tune in tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be doing a little bit of a sweat for this fantasy football draft. I'm fucking hyped, Javon. I don't know what picks we have, but I'm praying I don't get that number one pick. I hate having the first overall pick.
You don't want to take Justin Jefferson when you're fading him this year?
No, I don't want to take Justin Jefferson. I want to take Cooper Kupp. And that's who I will be taking with my first overall pick if I get it.
There we go.
I will. All right. Might have to take Jahan Dotson in the first round too now, though.
People are talking about him. A sicko move and totally not out of bounds for you.
Chad, we've got day games to talk about that start up soon, so we're going to power through. Okay, we'll do the W recaps real quick. L squad ride. All right, it is what it is. L squad ride, but I think we swept our best bets. How about this, folks? Swept the best bets, didn't hit the squad ride. We know that matters the most. Hate to see it. And yeah, get busy dizzy. I might have to take Hal 1 and 10, and we'll get to that later. But Javon, great work on the best bets, dude. Royals, Astros, Tampa, Miami, first 5 under. Solid day without the squad ride cake.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be a first in BTL best bets history that we sweep all of them and not one of them ends up as the squad ride. Of course, it is probably the worst pick on the board. So I don't know how we let that happen. The goal is to not let that happen again.
I don't know how we let that slip through the cracks. Unbelievable. Yeah. But we move. Let's go over the freaking A team and B team cake from yesterday. I take full responsibility. The squares I put in there were the worst maybe of all time. People are talking. I mean, this was just an absolute shit show yesterday with the A team. Bayo came through, sure. Royce is just Barry Bonds now, I guess. Randy hitting nukes, and we're taking the less than. I freaking bet. The B team, I take full responsibility for. Great call with Jordan. You put meat on tape for him. He was square. He freaking hit. Great call. Trevor Story stinks. And Charlie Morton's good. I'm done fading him. I'm done taking him. We move, chats. We'll get you guys some winners for today. I want to find a 2-piece BTL MLB day game sweat that we can sweat out, okay? I want to sweat one out. A little 2-piece prize picks entry. We'll dive into those games here in a moment, okay? We've got Angels, Phillies, I believe, White Sox, Baltimore, and Cleveland, Minnesota starting up soon. 3 elite games people are talking about. Let's hop in. Let's find some winners. We'll go through the book plays, and we'll see if we can find some prize pick squares along the way, Javon. Why not us?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Some early games, some early cake. And yeah, Chad, I already locked in my big 3. It is on Pickett. If you guys want to check that out, if you're not using Pickett to track your bets, grow up. Okay. But let's talk about the early cake, early games, Angels, Phillies. We can start with that one, Javon. Thoughts on Detmers today? He's up to plus 150 in this spot against Sanchez. And Sanchez has that earned run square up that's telling me he might be giving up some runs today. But I really don't want to fade this Phillies team, who might be the hottest team in baseball, longest win streak in baseball right now, only 5 games, but they're on fire doing what they did last year. Are they going to rip off another win today against an absolutely meaningless, Angels team that's dead?
Yeah, I'm thinking so. And I guess the fall of the Angels just kind of coincided with the fall of Reed Detmers a little bit. He had his little run where he looked like a Cy Young candidate. He had the near no-hitter against Texas, or at least no-hit bid for a while. So he hasn't really been all that good since, even against pretty poor offenses. Like, he wasn't great. He got rocked by the Reds, which is one of the rare good offensive performances that they've had. Just overall, like, he hasn't been all that good. And the Phillies have been pretty good against lefties. I guess pretty good against everybody too, but especially lefties for the past handful of weeks here. Obviously, yeah, you have a lot of his squares, which are going to be pretty low when you're facing a team like the Phillies right now. But he's just been terrible, dude. He's been god-awful.
He's been awful. It's looking like he's getting some strikeouts today, though, huh?
I mean, he can. That's as low as his number's ever been. So it's just
maybe he just stinks.
Yeah, he's just bad. Like, a lot of these outings have been like super short too. So it's like you can't put it any lower.
All right. Good to see you though, Safari. W's, need some plays for today, kids. Stay hot. Stay hot. We got a first-time chatter, Javon, coming in with a play. We got Chevlu Wis 1 coming in with his first chat ever. Give me the Phils, he says. Are we tailing?
In some form or fashion, I'm down.
Okay. We got Brady Nemenic coming in with a sub bang, 11 months. W. We got Cade Woodward coming in with a sub bang, 8 months, and baseball is almost gone. Thank God. Cade, I'm with you. Javon's keeping us afloat with the milk, MLB milk. Absolutely killing it. Football's around the corner, though. All right, chin up. We'll be okay. Any other squares in this game, Javon? I think I'm with you. I know that number's high, but maybe Detmers just stinks. And he just doesn't have his juice right now, doesn't have his strikeout stuff, which is his best part of his game. Any other Angels you want to potentially back today? And shout out Rengifo yesterday for what he did.
Bonds. Absolute bonds. He's
100%.
Unreal, especially when he has that square up.
You want to fade Shohei fantasy score? It's the only hitter square up.
Yeah, it's just not worth the squeeze on that one.
Okay.
But the one that stands out to me in the game is Bryson Stott, hit run RBI. He's going up lefty, but he actually has reverse splits. So it's not, I don't want to say it's a better matchup for him, but it's a matchup that I definitely like, especially when you have all the Court Phillies on the board. Like, I have no problem backing Trey Turner out of principle. I just can't get myself to the counter because I know, once you hop in on this ridiculous streak that he's on, it's going to end.
Yep.
But yeah, that Bryson Stott hit an RBI square is staring me at the face.
Okay. I could get behind that. Any thoughts on Sanchez? Looks like they did take off his earned run square, probably because of the juice. He's at 29.5 fantasy score, a little bit lower than what he's been doing. I initially wanted to take potentially that more than earned runs allowed square against the Angels today. I thought it was weird that it was up, and the chart showed me that the over was the better play there, the more than, but now it's gone. Any chance you want to maybe fade Sanchez on his fantasy score?
I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. I think if you're going to, I think he gets hit up a little bit, but he's not going to have like a disastrous outing. So I think you're probably depending on just the Phillies bats to win the game for him. It's like you get the elites to win points, maybe the quality start if he ends up going 6 and he gets his strikeouts. It's like if you're going to back him, I guess I'd probably back strikeouts or just the Phillies bats to do something.
Okay. You'd rather just take Stott.
Yeah, I would rather take Stott.
And I'm cool with that. I'm so cool with that. Just wanted to cover all the bases. All right?
Yep.
Han's got a crazy story here. And Castellanos came through last night for you, Javon. Great call.
He did.
Sure. Looks like Han woke up, bet Castellanos home run. Then he saw a manhole fire in his neighborhood. I don't even know what that means. And everybody's talking about how it's a full moon and some bad shit is evident today. It's fate. So maybe he comes through once again, Javon. Hope everybody's okay, Han. Jesus. Man. Castellanos likes to shine when bad things happen. I wish he had his square up, but it's not. We'll go with Stott.
Well, guess who hits right behind him, just in case he's doing something, but maybe not hitting out of the yard?
Castellanos?
That would be Mr. Stott.
Ooh, okay. Bring him home. Bring him home. Okay? Love it. Let's go to Chicago and Baltimore. Unless you got a freaking book play in that Phillies game. I mean, I really don't want to lay the juice, minus 150.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not taking anything, but if you're going to take some, I'll probably do the first 5 minus a half, the Phillies.
Okay. All right, Chad. If you need to play for that early start in the Phillies game, roll with them first 5, sure. Let's talk about the White Sox and Cease, maybe potentially holding off a sweep here, Javon. Does that plus 150 interest you at all?
No, not really.
Okay.
I think it's even with the way these teams are headed, I mean, I think that's a pretty enticing price for Dylan Cease against Kyle Gibson. Like, I don't really have any interest in fading the Orioles when it's a team who's pretty poor, I guess you could say, but they have the starting pitching advantage. That's just a situation for the Orioles that never seems to pan out. But I do think C is going to get touched up a little bit, and this prop's all like kind of high as well. So I mean, I'm not against taking some Oriole in any form or fashion, but
okay. It's worth noting that Kyle Gibson square looks a little weird to me, that earned run square, but I think he pitches well today, and he's facing a bum-ass White Sox squad, so he should probably do his job, and that should go less than the 2.5 earned runs. Don't hate that one bit.
I don't mind that.
Okay. Any other Orioles you're potentially thinking about targeting if you want to fade Cease and you think he gets roughed up today? I mean, they only have Gunnar up for T-base.
Yeah. I mean, I hate taking guys, and it's the only square they have on the board.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind that Kyle Gibson square if you like that.
I wouldn't mind it either. You think he keeps it below 3 earned runs today?
Yeah. I mean, I think he has a pretty decent start. I'll tell you that much.
All right. That could be the second piece, but let's do our due diligence here and let's check the White Sox board. Any chance you wanted to just square up and fade Cease, or are you good on that?
I'm not against it. I don't know. I will say, I mean, if we're going to back Kyle Gibson, I know you like the earned run square. That them being at the same fantasy score is a tad interesting. I guess if you just look at it, everything else kind of thrown out the window. You see a Kyle Gibson and Cease both at 29.5 going up against each other. I know he's been not the Dylan Cease of last year. He's a Cy Young candidate, and they're obviously a sizable underdog in this game. But seeing them both at 29.5 is interesting to say the least.
Especially since Gibson, who we know is their workhorse, and I guess you could consider him their ace, although I'd probably say that's Grayrod or your freaking guy at this point, whatever his name is, Bradish. Although, Gibson's their main guy, their innings eater, their workhorse, I guess you could say. He has not been as sharp recently, and I know he's facing the White Sox offense, but I still think he throws a gem looking at that 2.5 earned run square. I'd rather take that than take Cease or fade Cease. So I think we roll with that, and let's go into this third day game, which is Cleveland and Minnesota. We got Bibi, we got Sonny Gray. I've seen a bunch of comments in chat saying, are we fading Sonny Gray today, Javon? What are your thoughts?
Not necessarily. I think this is a weird game. I really don't want any part of this game, but Sonny Gray, yesterday was super weird. I honestly kind of hate that it played out the way that it did, but I was super excited to fade Gavin Williams in some form or fashion. Then they left hurt. So then they had Hunter Gaddis come in, where I don't even know where Hunter Gaddis spawned from. I thought he was in like the Florida Complex League with Alek Manoah at this point, but he just showed up, gave them a little relief. But Sonny Gray's weird because he's a pitcher. Like, he's obviously going to pitch to a lot of contact. The Guardians aren't going to strike out, so you're going to see balls in play, but you're probably going to see a lot of soft contact. So, like, I think he's going to pitch somewhat well. I know his lines pretty much look really low anytime he comes to start. So it's just going to be a game where, like, if the Guardians are doing Guardians things, it could get a little tricky, but I don't think they do. It's just, I don't know. I don't have any interest in fading Sonny Gray.
Okay. All right. What about on the Prize Picks board? Any squares we like from either team? We could start with the Guardians, and let's see what they got up there. But any Gava guards you want to potentially back today? I mean, they don't have anything up. Yeah, you got that Bibi earn run square up, Javon. I think that's new. I don't know if that was up an hour ago.
Yeah, I don't think that was up earlier.
Huh. I mean, that square definitely doesn't make me want to take the less than.
No, definitely not. I mean, he's been really, really good. I know he's been kind of scraping the surface of that 2.5, but those are against, for the most part, I mean, really good offenses. And you faced the Blue Jays twice, who, I mean, they've been sputtering, but the firepower they have there. The Rays, you started facing them, they started getting hot. The Astros back too. So, I mean, I don't know, going against the Twins, who have been pretty anemic in general, or at least that's what people think. That's an enticing square, especially with an 8 total.
That's what I'm saying. And all the bets are coming in on that under, and the total hasn't moved at all, Javon. Nobody's taking the over in this game. That Prize Pick square right there is making me think we might get some runs. Okay. I mean, I'd say that's probably our best look for a Guardian square today, is that more than 2.5 earned runs from Bibi. There's really not any other hitters left besides, J-Ram. That's it.
Yeah, there's really nothing you could take.
Okay. And Chad, we'll talk college football for tomorrow. No need to talk about that today. We'll do a ton of college football tomorrow. Okay. Somebody in chat said that I hear Wallner. Now I have to say it. Now we have to bet him to hit a home run. God damn it, Roadster. What are we
Literally
doing,
every
man?
time. Every time.
What are we doing?
Every time we say his name, dude.
And we got Griffin Kanzler, 44, coming in. First-time chatter saying he needs a 3-piece today. We can do that, Griffin. Don't you worry. Thanks for the follow as well, Beast. If you guys are in here and you haven't dropped the follow yet, what are you doing? Grow up. Let's go to Minnesota. Let's check out the Twins prize pick squares, Javon. They got Correa. They got Polanco run. Interesting. They've got Gray at 32.5 fantasy score, maybe a speck lower than I expected against the Guardians. So maybe we do get runs in this game, man.
Honestly, I mean, I guess he has a 5.5 strikeout line. The Guardians don't really strike out. All things considered, the amount of times we see Sonny Gray 30 and lower, that honestly seems like a decent bit of respect for me on Sonny Gray.
Wow.
I know it's green, but you got to take into account the matchup too. It's I don't think it's as enticing as it may seem being against the Guards there, but I mean, the one that stands out to me is that Polanco run, partially because I looked, and speaking of Matt Wallner, guess who's listed ahead of him to hit a home run today, aside from Joey Gallo? It's Jorge Polanco.
No way.
Yes, I mean, that square is definitely one of the weirder ones that I saw for the early games here. Surprised me a little bit.
Huh. All right, well, we just went through the first 3 games. Javon, gun to your head, if you had to take a straight bet out of one of these first 3 games, what are you taking?
I'd probably take Phillies first 5 minus a half. That would be my favorite out of the 3.
Phillies first 5 minus a half. Can definitely get behind that. I think if I had to take a play in these early games, I'd probably go Cleveland, Minnesota over in that game. But, Chad, I don't have any plays locked in for these first 3 games. I don't love them. So maybe go with Javon's play if you're looking for action. Phillies first 5 minus a half. Back to hot hand against the Angels, who are dead. And we're going to talk about that too. Javon, let's pivot to prize picks. We got 4 squares from these first 3 games that I like. All right, we can cut it down to a 3-piece for our guy, Griffin. He needs to send a 3-piece on prize picks. We can cut it down to a 3-piece. We can go 2-piece, whatever you want to do, Javon. But we've got Bryson Stott, more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. We got Kyle Gibson, less than 2.5 earned runs allowed. Tanner Bibee, more than 2.5 earned runs allowed. And Jorge Polanco, more than half a run. Now, we'll probably have to eliminate one of those last 2, right, because they're opposing. So maybe we pick one of those 2.
I don't know. What's striking your interest from those? Kind of some interesting selections, slim selections we have today, I guess, for the early games.
I think we keep Stott in there. That seems like a pretty confident square for you. I think we keep Gibson in there, personally. I think he throws a gem today. And I think we pick one of the last 2, which we're going to do anyways. And I'd probably say I like Bibee more than 2.5 earned runs better, but I'm also biased with that square. I love those earned run cats. They didn't come through at all yesterday, which gives me a good sign for today. And that Polanco square is pretty green of late. I know he hasn't hit in 2 of his last 5, but he's got a lot of green beans there in the middle. Although it is weird that he's up, and it's really weird that his home run odds are that low. Right?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, anytime I see anybody other than Wallner or Gallo at the top and somebody's above another, it's definitely weird. But can't say I really have a preference between the 2. You're the earned run square guy, so I'll let you veto that if you want. Or Chad can chime in, see which one of those they want as the 3rd piece.
Sure. I mean, look, the White Sox have scored 3 runs in the first 2 games. Maybe that one is a little baity. Maybe we do go maybe we take out, or we can't even take Bibee with Polanco if we wanted to. Could we? No.
I mean, we could. I think it's just decreased payout, right? Because it's correlated.
I think we get that Gibson square out of here, Javon. And we go Bryson Stott, Tanner Bibee, Jorge Polanco.
I mean, we could always just send a 2-piece.
We definitely can. I was trying to get a 3-piece for our guy Griffin. We could give him that 3-piece, and then we could cut it down to a 2-piece nuke.
Yeah.
I'm in for that. All right, Griffin, we got you a handcrafted 3-piece for the early games. Okay, you came in here, you followed us, you gave our first-time chatter. We got you. Bryson Stott, more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Tanner Bibee, more than 2.5 earned runs allowed. And Jorge Polanco, more than half a run. Now we got to cut down Bibi or Polanco. Huh. Yeah. Is right. I think we got to go.
I say Bibi.
I also like Bibi. W. Goods. I like Bibi. Are you cool with that, Javon?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Little two-piece chat. Bryson Stott, more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, and Tanner Bibi, more than 2.5 earned runs allowed. We're taking this. We're locking it in. We'll sweat it out once these games start. Hopefully we get some action live on BTL. Okay? Little two-piece nuke piece. I need to build some bankroll after yesterday, Javon. Not our best work.
Definitely not.
No. But a little two-piece for you, chat. Now we can move. All right? Now we can move. Prize Picks down right now. I don't think so, Delgado. I just locked it in.
Yeah, I just locked it in.
W's. Hovey, happy Wednesday, bro. Love it. We got Voltage Studios coming in, dropping a follow. We got Coastal KC coming in, giving a sub bang. Let's go, boys. Let's go. All right. We're going to go over some season MLB entry recaps, chats. We've got a couple who are walking up to the table, and I want to go over some of these. We'll start with the Book It entry, which is not looking too hot. This is the one where all the creators gave one entry or one square for this entry, and I'll take full responsibility. I mean, we're starting off with cake. Patrick Corbin, more than half a 10+ K game. That's not fucking hidden. We got Vladdy. That's maybe the worst bet season long for MLB from Trent. Shohei isn't hitting, Javon, right? And he's already out for the year.
Adley's he got 6, though.
He did get 6. That's brutal. I mean, he would have gotten it, too, if he was healthy. That
Can't blame Shelly for that one.
That sucks. Adley's close. I believe he's 1 or 2 home runs away.
Yep.
Okay. Randy already cashed. Shocker. Great square. Sure. And J-Rod's about to cash, I believe. How many hits does he have?
That's a great question. I think he might have cashed or needs like 1 or 2 more.
He's got 153 hits. So he needs 3 more.
Yes. I mean, he's air. W. Mikey.
Okay. What were the early plays you guys are saying in chat? If you have to take an early play, I'd go Phillies first 5 -0.5. If you want to take something in these games starting up in about 10 minutes. I think that's probably the best wager from either of us. I don't love the early games. I don't want to feed you guys.
I don't either.
Okay.
To be fair.
All right. I'm blaming it on Javon. So you guys take that one. If it loses, that way I'm off the case. Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
Javon, is there any chance Corbin gets 10 Ks today and this ends up, I guess it wouldn't have any life anyways. It's probably about to go 3 for 6.
I mean, Trent's Vladdy square is not even halfway there.
Okay.
So, I mean, shout out Trent. That's definitely I would say even despite Corbin. I mean, Corbin's gotten close. Vlad never had a pulse. So I crowned Trent as worst square in the entry.
Okay.
But Corbin, I think, has a pulse. Maybe just not today. Kind of tough for him today, but I mean, he still has a start. I think against the Pirates coming up soon. Hopefully, if that's his turn in the rotation. So I don't think it's dead. I think we can get some late life on that.
All right, let's move on to some other entries that have a little bit more legs. All right, we've got the BTL entry, chat. I really hope you guys tailed this, and we got Coltrane sub banging. We got R3TRONYM, sure. Sub banging 15 months. What a beast. I freaking bet. But chat, we got this 6-piece we sent before the season on BTL, a little BTL season long MLB Mag. It's looking pretty good, Javon. Can you give us a little rundown here of how we're looking?
Yeah. So, I mean, first we have Semien, who I think needs only a few hits to cash. So we're good there. Alek Manoah is probably one of the best squares outside of Daniel Bard of all time. Jordan, not enough for him. He's not going to get there. He's not even like on Goldie watch. He has 23 after yesterday, so I think we're pretty set unless he has the greatest month in MLB history. Logan Gilbert, air, 210 strikeout games. Cal Quantrill is going to be coming back into the rotation this week. Don't know if he's going to get a start, but he might be coming out of the pen. I guess rotation wasn't the right word for that, but that's one of the reasons they DFA'd Noah Syndergaard. Because they had him coming back into the rotation / bullpen, whatever. So he's coming back. We need 2 appearances from him. That's all we need there. And then Matt Olson, if he doesn't hit, it's probably because something else happened. So
okay,
Semien and Olson, yeah.
We need 2 appearances from Cal Quantrill, and he's coming back. and we need Matt Olson to get a couple more hits, and we need Simeon to literally get a handful of hits. That's it.
Yes.
Okay. Gilbert's cashed. Olson is so close, chat. Come on now. So close. We need 2 Cal starts. And I will say I was a little bit worried because Cal was getting rocked a little bit in the minors coming back, but Williams just got hurt. He did just throw a gem in his last outing, Javon. So I think we should be good to get Cal Quantrill to come back. I mean, they need another starter anyways with Williams going down, and, he bounced back in his last outing. So get him back to the majors, chat. Get Cal back. All right, we need 2 more starts, W's. We'll go over my entry really quick here. I think I already gave you guys an update on Twitter earlier. This is looking pretty good, chat. Not going to lie to you, not going to sugarcoat it, except for one freaking guy. And you know who it is. Patrick Corbin's about to cost me $13,000, chat, and I'm hurt. I'm hurt. That's my guy. Who else supports him more? Nobody, okay? Patrick Corbin's about to cost me 13 racks. It is what it is. He pitches today. His strikeouts is at 3.5. I freaking bet. That shit ain't hitting. It's not. And I'm even fading the Nats first 5 today to give us even just a little bit of chance for that square. Okay, I'm doing it for the people. All right. Trey Turner cashed. I mean, I think he's got 3 multi-home run games now. Sure. He's cashed. Cal Quantrill, like we talked about, I need a couple more starts from him. And Miggy, I'm not going to lie, Javon. Miggy's starting to sketch me out a little bit. If Miggy gets some juice balls flown in his last month in the MLB, I'm going to be in piss because they're going to try their best to get Miggy some home runs here down the stretch. I'm a little worried. I'm a little bit worried, Javon. I'm not going to lie to you. He needs 3 more. Do you think he hits 3 over the next month?
It's hard to say. I mean,
well, he's saying he has 4 already.
Does he?
Oh my gosh. No way. Don't let him get hot, chat. Literally don't let him get hot.
Nah,
so now I got to sweat that too.
He has 3.
He has 3? All right, that's such cap. What are we doing, Ahan?
Unreal.
We got to be so much better, Ahan. We got to be so much better. I almost just had a stroke. All right, we move. Let's go to the Spaces entry, Javon. This one also has legs. People sleep on it. Nobody's talking about it. Look at this foul wow for Kitch you threw on this, Javon. My goodness.
Yeah, kind of slipped. It was an accident. Oops. Shout out Shohei, legacy cash. Don't love to see him get hurt, obviously, but glad he got pulled when he did. It's really going to come down to 2 gentlemen, as you can see right there. Paul Goldschmidt, who is sitting at 22 home runs now, needs to not go over 30. So thankfully, one of the saving graces for that, I think, will be 2 series against the Brewers, hopefully, that they have during September. You know what the Brewers pitching staff has been throughout this little run, but really all season. So today I'm very scared going up against Rich Hill, but hopefully he stays under for this next month and doesn't hit 8. And then Corey Seager, who is doing everything in his power to get over his hit mark. He is projected over his hit mark. He's had a ridiculous amount of multi-hit games over the past couple weeks here. Honestly, if he would have played a full season, he would be talking with Shohei for MVP. I firmly believe that, the way that he's seeing the ball right now. So need him to stay healthy, stay on the field, keep doing what he's doing, and I have plenty of hope for that square. Daniel Bard, Air, of course, and then Quan, just get over the hump. Just need a couple from that man.
And Seager is at 123 hits, chat, if you guys are wondering what he's at. So I don't want to break down the math or do the numbers here, but, probably 30 games left, 25 games left in the season. We need him to average a little less than a hit a game going forward. Okay.
Just about.
It's not going to be easy. And Daniel Baird could get 26 saves in a row. I freaking bet. He'd still be at 27, chat. Wouldn't even matter.
Yeah.
Which is the craziest thing.
You could save every single game for the rest of the Rocky season and stay under.
Unbelievable. Okay. W's, chat. We'll move. Wanted to give you guys a little recap here of the season-long entries. Show you guys that we mean business with these, because when we put out our NFL long go whale, we already have the college football go whale out, our season-long Megalodon. We want you guys to tail these responsibly because they're looking pretty good as we head into the home stretch here. Looking pretty good. All right, we got some live chat. Let's move. All right, let's talk about Jonathan Taylor, chat. I know you guys got fantasy drafts coming up. You might have already had yours and drafted them. If you did, you're absolutely in piss. But let's talk about our guy here, okay? And I don't know if there's another owner in the league now that Dan Schneider's gone, but we want you guys to tail these responsibly because they're looking pretty good as we head into the home stretch here. Looking pretty good. All right, we got some live chat. Let's talk about Jonathan Taylor, chat. I know you guys got fantasy drafts coming up. You might have already had yours and drafted them. If you did, you're absolutely in piss. But let's talk about our guy here, okay? And I don't know if there's another owner in the league now that Dan Schneider's gone, that would do something like this? Like, do you know how petty you have to be to, instead of playing your guy who's one of the best running backs in the league, you put him on the PUP list for an injury that we really don't even know is accurate or how realistic it really is? You're not going to play him for 4 weeks. I guess they're going to still look to potentially maybe trade him. I know that he wanted to trade. They looked. There were 2 teams that were apparently interested, the Dolphins and the Packers. And if you're a guy who owns him, you definitely don't want him going to the Packers because they already got a bunch of running backs. The Dolphins would be a different story. Definitely wouldn't mind that. But we're going to talk about what we think you guys should do with Jonathan Taylor in your fantasy football drafts. It's sketchy, right? I know his ADP had him going in the first round before all this news happens, and now he's like the 30th ranked running back if you look at the entire season-long stats on 4 for 4. Not looking too hot, but if you pull up the ADP, we'll show you guys in a minute. And yeah, Jonathan Taylor, I'm pissed seeing all these kickers getting traded. I mean, give me a break. We're getting kickers getting traded, and you guys can't trade for Jonathan Taylor? What the hell's going on here? We're trading Folk to the Titans. Ridiculous. But we've got Jonathan Taylor, who's actually 9th if you categorize it by ADP. So he's probably going for running backs, not just for all players. He's probably going to be going, Javon, 2nd or 3rd round, maybe 4th, depending on how conservative people are. Me personally, I'd want to snag him up in the 2nd or 3rd, depending on who else is on the board. I can get through those first 4 weeks. For my fantasy football approach, chat, I'm a firm believer in you grab the best guy, even if he's hurt, even if he's old, even if he's missing games. I don't give a hoot. Grab the best guy, you deal with it later. You plug somebody in for the first 4 games, and you go about your day, and you plug him back in week 5, and he's a top 5 RB. I still think that's the right mentality here. I'm going to look to draft him late in the 2nd round, potentially, if I need an RB, or early 3rd, depending on where my pick is. I'm not getting scared off by this. The worst thing that could happen is that he gets traded to the Packers. But it fell through. It didn't happen. So I'm confident enough to think that he's either going to finish this season on the Colts, maybe go to the Dolphins or somewhere else. But either way, he will be a top 5 running back from weeks 5 going forward. I'll figure it out the first 4 weeks. That's kind of my game plan with J-Tech.
I want absolutely nothing to do with drafting Jonathan Taylor in any situation. And part of it is because, first of all, if you're putting a premium on an RB in 3rd or 4th round, maybe, depending on everybody in your league and how they feel about him, I do not want to start the first 4 weeks without him. And then you have kind of the lingering fake injury situation, whether that has any validity or not. He only has to play a game less than, I guess technically it used to be half the season, but 8 games you got to play for your contract situation to be settled and for you to fulfill the obligations. So I really don't think he's going to be all that motivated to play that situation out if it ends up being him coming back and there's no sort of resolving of the situation for the Colts. So I know you talked about earlier not feeling all that confident in, AR5, I guess now at this point, Anthony Richardson and all that offense. If you don't feel great about that situation there, I see no reason to make that investment personally. So I will not be even thinking about drafting Jonathan Taylor for a second.
Looks like people in chat are saying JT went in the 7th round. My goodness. What if he goes to the 4th or 5th and you need an RB? Are you still staying away?
Yep. Staying away.
Okay, you want nothing to do with JT. It doesn't matter what the spot is. You're not putting him on your team this year.
We'll see what I do. At least how I think with fantasy football. If I'm taking a flyer on a guy there's Alvin Kamara. That's the one guy that I would take a flyer on that I know is going to miss games. Other than that, I'm taking no risk in a situation with a running back because I want a safe floor, not a high ceiling necessarily. It's wide receivers, it's a little different. At least that's how I choose to play it. I'll take a waiver on a guy who you may be in a little weird of a situation with a running back. I'm not taking that chance.
Speaking of Kamara, you bring up another point that I wanted to bring up this week. Michael Thomas. What are your thoughts on Michael Thomas this season? And we can get Goots going to the 4for4 page for him maybe. I'm very curious to see what they're saying about him. He talked about how he had those foot injuries, those foot surgeries, Javon, and they just did not work. His body, he said his body rejected whatever they put in his foot. It did not heal correctly. He goes into the season, he's fully healthy. I'll believe it when I see it. But if he is, and he has a guy like Derek Carr, at least for now, throwing him the rock, maybe Jameis Winston down the line, I don't know. But are you willing to give Michael Thomas one more shot this season, or are you done with him?
I was never there with him in the first place. I'll be honest with you. And this is coming from somebody who, like, I am a Bucks fan. I'm in the division, so I don't like the Saints. I don't care for Michael Thomas, and I'm not just giving this comparison for, bias sake. But, like, Michael Thomas, the second you breathe on him, he's injured, and he will not play through any sort of pain or whatever you want. The Saints have come out openly, like, a couple of years ago and said that. They were trying to get him to play through a couple of these injuries, see what the pain tolerance would be like. He wasn't considering it. Like, a guy like Mike Evans is made of glass, and this is not me saying I'm backing him this year, but he's also made of glass. But he plays through these injuries all the time. He leaves every single game at some point with some sort of nagging injury, and then he comes back and plays, whether he's injured or not. Michael Thomas, seeing what I've seen for the past couple of years, I would never consider making that investment on him either. I am 100% good.
All right.
I don't know who that is on the photo.
Is that not even him?
No.
Yeah, who the hell is that, chat? Chat, what's on Javon's MLB card? Goods, can we pull up the best bets real quick? And then we're going to pivot to talking about some baseball. But let's pull up those best bets and get the people some wins. Trent really itching at this point in the day. It's officially across 12 p.m. He needs some locks. That's Big Dave. No, it's not Big Dave. Grow up. Grow up. And also, the people who thought that actually Pierre Garçon was on the screen yesterday, number one, I wish he was because I'm a Commanders fan. He's one of my favorite players. Number two, figure it out. Okay? Figure it out.
If that was actually Pierre Garçon, Krabs would not be coming up for air.
Yeah, dude. That would have been I don't even know if I'd be able to be on stream. I'd be too excited. Like a little kid. Unbelievable. Yeah. Dodgers ML bang. All right. He got what he wanted. Now we get the shit out of here. Okay. Yeah. Angels, let's talk about him, Javon. Look, we talk about the Rockies being one of the worst organizations in baseball. I think the Angels might have taken the cake. And Shohei cannot be more gone. I mean, it's not even close. We got the Angels who just traded away two of their top draft picks or two of their top prospects to get all these guys literally like a month or two ago, maybe a month ago, and now you're dumping all of them so you don't have to pay them. I know it failed. I know as soon as you said you're keeping Shohei for the year and you're getting these guys, you tried. First time ever the Angels are over the freaking luxury tax. You got to give credit to the GM. He's spending his cash. But whoever's calling the shots needs to get fired because the Angels are a joke. You can't sign these guys 2 or 3 weeks ago for your top two prospects and then drop them for nothing. It's absurd. And they weren't the only team to do it. The Yankees did the same thing last night. And I want to show you guys this clip because it's absolutely ridiculous. Wouldn't expect anything less from this organization. Honestly, not surprising one bit. Listen to Harrison Bader talking about him finding out about if we can put on waivers.
How did you find out you were put on waivers today?
I was in the lunchroom. I saw it on ESPN. I guess it popped up somehow in there, so that's how I found out.
What was your reaction when you saw that news?
Like, what does waivers mean? But,
what does waivers mean? There's a lot to unpack here, Javon. Look, we talked about our guy, Harrison Bader. I know you wanted to take him yesterday on Prize Picks, and he's still playing, which also doesn't make much sense to me if you're going to put on waivers, but we'll explain that too. It seems like Harrison Bader, who is a dish, and maybe he's not too dialed, had no idea what the waivers even were. Okay, and that's not even the worst part of this clip, though, Javon. I still feel bad for this Yankees player right here, which I almost never do, for finding out he's getting put on waivers on ESPN. How do these GMs sleep at night? How do they look themselves in a mirror? How do they give their kid a little kiss on the forehead on the way out? They are scumbags. Let your guy know what you're doing with his job and his career, and don't let him find out when he's fucking putting on ESPN Plus on the TV in the locker room. What the hell is going on with these teams, man? I know it's the Yankees. This is what we should expect from them, but I just don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
It's strange. I guess we've like seen it with like a lot of teams in sports now. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's so impersonal and weird.
And look, I know it's a business, but if you're at your job in a business and you try to get into the building the next day and your key card doesn't work and nobody told you got fired, that's fucked up. And just because these guys are getting paid more, and I know it's a business and money comes first, for sure, I get that. But it's absurd to leave a guy hanging like this, even Harrison Bader, who would probably be the guy that I would pick to have this happen to. I still feel bad for him. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, even though it's a business, like part of the business is trying to get people to come to your team and got
Yes.
like organizations who handle situations like this. I mean, it's clear why a lot of people don't want to come play for the Yankees outside of just the pressure that comes with it. It's just because they're not a very impersonal or not a very personal organization. It's all stoic and they hate everything about it. It's like, that's not going to help.
Unbelievable. I do feel bad for Bader. We'll see where he ends up. Can you let the people know what's good with waivers? How does it work?
Yeah, so basically now all these guys that are put on waivers, they can be claimed by any team, and it goes in like just like you do with like your fantasy drafts, like worst order or worst record goes first in the order. So one of the reasons or few reasons that I actually have somewhat of hope for the Reds turning around here after they nearly got no hit yesterday. Shout out Spencer Steer. Outside of the playoff teams, you're going to have the Marlins picking first, and then the Reds are right there second. And the Marlins, I don't know if they're going to be super aggressive to get any of these guys. So really, the Reds pretty much are going to have their pick of the lot, which is going to be super interesting to see. They do need Giolito, but I'm not a huge Giolito believer. I mean, honestly, the pitching has been good for them. Brandon Williamson's turned a corner. Graham Ashcraft is back. Hunter Green has been a little shaky since coming back, but he'll figure it out. It's just been the bats. They can't hit. So, like, a guy like Randall Grichuk, I would have no problem welcoming. And I think in Great American Ballpark, they're probably going to give a look to Harrison Bader too, see if they can get something worked out there. But it's going to be interesting. I think a lot of the wildcard teams, especially in the NL, are going to be pretty active on the waiver wire.
Okay. Well, I hope your Reds make a move because they need some changes. They do. Even if it's just for morale, bring somebody in, bring a vet in, bring an arm in, bring piece of shit Clevenger in, bring Carlos Carrasco in, bring Giolito in, bring somebody in. Even if he's not that great, do something to show your young core that you guys still believe in him. Get him a veteran arm. Go out and get somebody. Okay, I know their young arms are starting to lock in a little bit, but let's go out and get a Giolito. Let's go out and get a Carrasco. Let's get these young guys a leader at this point of the season, which is their tipping point for the Reds. This is a big week coming up for you guys, man. Huge week.
Yeah, and I think you find out tomorrow kind of the fallout of the waiver situation. So I'll be interested to see, because I know they can. You claim one, and then the order doesn't reset, but it goes down the line. So if they get through and you potentially have a chance to get multiple guys, that would be massive.
Okay. All right. Fingers crossed. Need that Reds future to hit. Okay. Krabs, y'all still think the Giants are frauds? No, I don't think the Giants are frauds, but I'll say this. They're not going to win a playoff series. They're not going to win a playoff series.
What have they done to make you think like they're good?
Well, they keep winning against shit teams.
They haven't, though. Like, they haven't been good. They're like, outside of like the last couple of days, I mean, they won against the Reds, who are piss poor right now, and then they took a game from the Braves on Sunday Night Baseball, which was cool. Like, other than that, they haven't won a series in the entire month since like the beginning of the month. They haven't won a series.
Do you think that they'll make the playoffs, or do you think a team like the D-backs, the Reds, the Marlins, or maybe even the Nats could sneak in there and get that last spot?
I mean, I think it's, the Nats are cooking, so they could be great.
What is this tweet?
Yeah. What do you do?
He's got the tightest butthole with men on base. I will say that is a baseball expression, so we'll give him a pass. My coach used to say it all the time. He used to scream at us when we'd be nervous for a big game. You guys are so fucking tight, man. Loosen up. And we're like, dude, we're like 15. You come up with another analogy here? What are we doing? All right, we'll give him a pass on that one. Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. So you think maybe the Reds will make a move? Hopefully, fingers crossed. If you could get one of those guys on that list, who do you want?
Oh, Grichuk. They need an outfielder. Grichuk. They need an outfielder. They need a guy who's not going to strike out a ridiculous amount. So, like Bader, Renfroe would be cool to play in Great American Ballpark, but you get a lot of Ks with that. And like, obviously, they need bullpen pieces, but I don't think Matt Moore or Ronaldo Lopez or even Jose Cisnero are like long-term solutions. So I'd rather have a bat.
Okay. All right. Go out and get a veteran bat then. You heard the man. They better be listening. I wouldn't be surprised if the Reds GM's listening to this show at this point.
Should be, honestly. It should be buddy-buddy by this point.
Need some help. All right. Yeah. Let's go over the cheat sheet, and let's go over the games for today, Javon. Let the people know what they got to know. Let them know what they got to know. Go.
Yeah, I think first, Brandon Pfaadt he's like had a little resurgence coming back from I think technically like this is his third stint in the majors because he had like a brief little. He came back for a spot start against the Rays and then was out for another month. And now he's back. I think he gets destroyed today, and I think you're going to see his home run problem come to light, which he can score to the bottom, I guess, too, because I was looking into it. And Brandon Pfaadt has been good since he came back, absolutely, but it's been against a lot of poor offenses, especially against right-handed pitching. So, like, he's faced the Reds twice, which cool. He actually wasn't really impressive in either one of those starts, to be honest with you, but delivered quality starts, I believe, in both those games, but gave up a lot of hits, a lot of hard contact. Padres, terrible. Giants, worst team against right-handed pitching for the last 2 months. So he's had very soft matchups. And then what happens when he faced two teams that were actually hitting well offensively and hitting well against right-handed pitching? He faced the Dodgers first time around. He faced the Mariners. Bad in both starts. So like today, facing the Dodgers for, I think, a second time, I think he gets absolutely destroyed today. Kind of similar to how Merrill Kelly's start played out yesterday. So I'm not a fan of him today. I want to pay attention. It's supposed to be Tigers, Yankees on the first split there. But Joey Wentz is going to be pitching in some form today, most likely. I'm going to wait to make sure everything's confirmed there. But he's going to be bulk starting most likely. The Yankees, like I said, have been destroying left-handed pitching. Bader's been a part of that, but not as much as like people would think. So a lot of it's obviously been at the top of that lineup. So I'm down to back in no matter what. Back to kind of yesterday with the Yankees and against a much better lefty in Tariq Skubal, and now you have Joey Wentz, who allows a ridiculous amount of hard contact and is obviously not going to strike out as many as Tariq Skubal or have that capability. So I think they destroy them with their bats again. Polanco walk on base.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. You're right. We don't have hits, runs, RBIs. Just get them on base. You're right. I don't know why I'm
We
complaining.
don't have it. Yeah, we don't have anything. We have the
I did take that 3-piece though with our guy. I did take that.
yeah, we just need him to score.
Yep, you're so right. It looks like the Orioles are already banging too. Gunner got a double already, bro. You got to be kidding me.
Of course they are. Unreal. Then the last one here. So we have a pitching debut today for the Braves in Coors, which I'm not going to act like I'm, the Just Baseball guys, and I know every single thing about this prospect. But the one thing that I have seen about Darius Fines, he throws his fastball or tries not to throw it in the zone as much because it gets rocked. So like he has really good off speed, but his fastball, when it gets thrown in the zone and when it gets hit, a lot of hard hits, a lot of barrels. So the Rockies, what is the one thing they do well? They barrel up pitchers. They hit hard. They are hard hit rates through the roof. It's been like this for like a couple months now, even outside of Coors. So like Zach Littell, same story in the Trop. What did they do? They scored runs off of him early. Same situation here. I think he gets absolutely destroyed. So like when I'm talking about guys for the Rockies to target, when you have a really good matchup with a pitcher who's going to give up hard hits, bring in Nolan Jones, bring in Ryan McMahon, bring in the heavy hitters for the Rockies because they're going to be the ones to do it. So that's why, I'm on this over because I think there's no situation where Kyle Freeland pitches well either, to be honest. But I think we get banks early and often from the Rockies especially.
Wow. Maybe we're a day early on the Rockies yesterday, huh?
Yeah, I think they're going to be live in this game. But like as terrible as it is a matchup, I think for Darius Fines in his debut, like Kyle Freeland might not make it out of like the third inning. It's going to be bad too.
He is brutal. This is why you're taking the over, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm taking the over 100%.
Runs, W's. Any other tidbits? Any other Phil's nugs?
Yeah, after he was up for 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs yesterday, and he struck out 7 times.
Yes, Matt. That's what I'm talking about. That's called being dialed, chat. Take notes.
That's what we need.
Matt's locked in.
Yeah, of course. You can scroll up to the top, see what we got. Midday Whale. Padres were never a whale trap down. Just be better.
Please do not be more than a unit on that team ever. Please. They stink and they don't respect coins and they never come through when they should. And Trent, we're about to go over all these MLB games too, so you'll know what we like and don't like. I've got a play I really like in these early games, and we'll get to it in a sec. Okay?
Yeah. So up here, I'm deathly terrified of Paul Goldschmidt today because I want him to do well. We're probably going to bet on him, but for the sake of the Goat Whale season long against Rich Hill today, I'm very nervous. So I wouldn't be surprised. I know we've had a lot of home run hitters on the sheets recently. I wouldn't be surprised if it's him. And I definitely wouldn't be surprised if it's Ozzy Albies going against Freeland today. Like somebody mentioned, I think the matchup is terrible. The Braves are great against lefties. Now you have one in Coors who sucks at every metric they're good at. But you see like Freeland on the books at 4.5 earned runs, which you see that in Coors. You see against the Braves, from time to time. Not super rare to see that, but he's going to get rocked today. Ozzy Albies, a lot of people loved him yesterday. Now he's facing a lefty in a situation where I think the Braves are going to score plenty of runs. So if there's a home run in this sheet too, it wouldn't be a surprise if it's him. But I think we get plenty of runs there.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you had a home run hitter on the cheat sheet yesterday, right?
Yeah, Jordan was in the split section there.
Bang.
Lurking.
2 words. Bang. Let's fucking go, Javon. If you guys aren't hip, we talked about it yesterday. Javon's got one freaking sneak home run hitter every single day on the cheat sheet. So you guys just got to find it. You got to find it.
I mean, we had Dinger Tuesday yesterday too. Him and we had Jordan and then David Schneider. Which honestly,
we got a couple.
Gordon didn't get hit up as much as I thought he was going to get hit up, but the one guy who actually consistently did it was David Schneider. Believe it or not. Unreal.
Coach's son. Could be. Cannot confirm or deny.
Be.
We don't know yet. Probably not, though. Okay. W's, we move. And chat, looks like we've got 7 home runs to play with that Goldie season-long square. He's at 22, and he needs 29 and a half. So if he hits 8 home runs in the next month, you know what? I'll charge that to the game. And I'll go as far to say this, Javon. I'd like to see him try. How about that?
Don't say that. Don't dare him.
I'd like to see him try. Yep.
Don't dare him to do it.
Yeah. I'm not scared of Goldie in 2023. I'd like to see him hit 8 home runs in a month, Javon. I'd like to see it.
Okay. I would have said I'm not scared of him either if this was like 2 weeks ago. Okay. Now he's, Paul Bonds over here, which is kind of scaring me. But we'll see. If we can get through like the next week, maybe, and then he gets into like some tougher pitching matchups, I'll feel a little more confident.
I need a fucking midday whale, boys.
You can't wait 2 minutes when we go over these games that are starting up?
Dude.
We're going. We're moving. Dudes, let's pull up the lines, all right? If you need an early play, Trent, the 3 games did just start, so thank God, and this game sucked anyways. But we'll get started here. We'll talk about San Diego and St. Louis first, and we'll let you know the games that we freaking love. But there's definitely one that I like coming up, I think at 3:30 Eastern, that you're going to get behind.
I knew the Angels were going to fucking win today, too. Everybody and their mothers on Phillies, Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, Show Corp. Detmers is going to fucking shut these bozos down, and we're already up 2-0.
Yeah, looks like
move on.
Renfroe just hit a nuke, up 2-0. I freaking bet. That's Sanchez earned run square, man. If they didn't take that off, I was nuking it. I'm so pissed. God damn it.
I need a midday whale. Just one whale.
Okay.
Dude.
Javon, what's your favorite midday straight bet of the day?
It's the Padres. They're never worth a whale. They're never worth a whale.
I know they're not.
Rich Hill money line is never worth a whale.
Oh, way too close.
What about a game we haven't talked about yet? This could be the difference, Javon. How about Kyle Hendricks and the Cubs being a favorite against Woodruff and the streaking Brewers right now? What is up with that?
Not anymore.
Oh, no, not anymore. What the hell's going on with that late movement?
Yeah.
That line just flipped in front of our eyeballs?
Yeah, not too long ago.
That's not good.
Sketchy.
That's sketch. I wanted to nuke the Cubs, but now I'm not. No chance. No chance. What about the Giants?
I love the Giants today, man.
Javon, I know they just almost threw a no-no, or I almost threw a no-no yesterday. People forget. You don't want to go back to them. I know I hate doing that too, but I don't see a world where Logan Webb doesn't dominate today against that Reds lineup.
Just take the under.
Dude.
First 5 under.
Dude,
the Reds are so dog meat, bro.
The Reds are not winning that game, Javon.
I loved last night, Krabs. I opened up the book. Didn't touch the Dodgers because of you. So, they won by 1 million.
Okay. Well, maybe I shouldn't be clapping.
Yeah, no, I don't know why we're clapping. Could have been Bezos, but it was nice to lay minus 155, some hefty juice on a play that I knew was going to fucking hit, and it was the Giants.
Yeah. Why not run it back today?
That's what I'm saying.
Javon, you're not going to give that the seal of approval?
Not today. Not today.
What do you not like about him? What do you like about the Reds today?
I think it's going to be weird. I mean, coming off a no-hitter or near no-hitter, I don't want to back them. It's also just a super weird. A lot of the lines are strange when I look at Hunter Green and Logan Webb, W. Spencer Steer.
I cannot believe it. And also make that fucking play, right field. What are you doing? Make that play.
Yeah. It's got to be better.
So Giants are sketchy. I don't like that, and I don't like fading Hunter Green either. He's pretty gross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't feel nearly as comfortable nuking Giants as I did last night.
I mean, I wouldn't mind going the under in that game. I wouldn't mind it.
What if I told you one of these pitchers was minus 125 to go under their 2.5 earned runs, and one of them was minus 170?
Wow. And what numbers are they at? 2.5?
2.5. But I mean, who would you guess was which?
I would say.
Go ahead, Trent.
No, you go ahead because I have no idea.
I mean, I know the way you're asking that question that Hunter Green's more chased on the under. I'm no bozo.
Yeah.
Sketchy.
That is sketchy. The reason I really liked it, though, also, I feel like, and I need to pull them back up again, but those Logan Webb squares today were telling me he's going to pitch all right. His 33.5 fantasy score after getting rocked by the Braves in his last 2 starts, those don't even count.
I nuked that.
And he's got that 2.5 earned run square up after getting rocked in his last 2 outings. I would not mind backing that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going to win this game because they rock Logan Webb necessarily. It's just I don't feel like putting my meat on table against the Reds today.
Okay. Well, let's find a meat on table play. Let's find them. What about that's not a meat on table day game play. That's a meat on table night game play. We'll get to the Royals in a little bit, boys. Don't worry. What about the Toronto Blue Jays first 5 -0.5 against Patrick Corbin squaring up and fading them?
What's wrong with that play?
I'm on it. It's in the big 3. I'm on it. Give me Bassett. Give me Toronto first 5 -0.5.
I'm tailing.
I think I got him at minus 150 -0.5. I hope your book doesn't have minus 1.5. But that's a play I can get behind, and I would love Javon's opinions. I mean, look, guys, Patrick Corbin's going to get fucking rocked today. Hate to say it, but he is.
I'm tailing. My book only lets me take 1 unit first 5ers, but it's good for the bankroll.
It's probably a good thing.
Yeah, probably a better thing.
Dude.
What?
Javon, you think the Nats find a way to scrap through another win?
No, I don't. I'm definitely not on the Patrick Corbin side today.
Okay.
But I don't love Bassett either. It's just you're going to have to get a crazy showing from the Bats, from the Jays today. I don't mind.
Yeah, I'm going Jays first 5ers.
What about Houston and Boston? That's like the last game, I guess Oakland and Seattle as well, that starts before the night games start. But thoughts on that total? Thoughts on the over? Thoughts on Boston? What do we think, Javon?
That was a tough game because, I would say, if A, this wasn't in Fenway, and B, I know yesterday kind of stayed under, but we got a showing from the Astros bats that I think is peak Astros for the last 2 days.
Bullshit under.
I would say this total is pretty ridiculously high with these 2 guys. I know Framber is on the road where I've talked about it continuously wanting to fade him, and I have no problem doing that today. Cutter Crawford's been sneakily good. It's see this at 10, even when I've seen, lower with Cutter Crawford on the mound against arguably, you look at the numbers, better offenses than the Astros. Definitely raises an eyebrow. So I wouldn't be shocked. Wouldn't be shocked if we get some runs here.
That was a bullshit under. Bullshit over.
Under. Yeah.
Yeah, Lauren, let me know when that game starts up. Should be any minute.
Yeah, it
is. Back from yesterday, Miami ML. Should be any second now, Lauren. Let me know when that first pitch goes off. I mean, Trent, that was the worst fucking bet ever, man.
That was the worst wager of all time.
Yeah, and let me know if Randy hits, guys. I don't know if he's come up yet or not, but he should be coming up soon.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
It's okay. I love the play, man. I love the play.
Stott hits. There we go, chat. There we go, chat. All right. Bring him home, chat. How many outs we got? Keep us updated. Keep us updated with that. And keep us updated with that freaking earn run square we took, the B, because he's locked in right now. We got one out. Okay, sure. Javon, maybe the over in Boston. I also don't hate Boston ML. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I don't hate it too. Just seems overly obvious for me to fade Framber here.
Okay. So let's power through this next slate of games that's starting up and see if we can spoon feed Trent a little day game nuke. We've got Nats in Toronto. You don't want to take Toronto on the books. You don't want to back them?
I mean, you can. I have no issue with it, but I don't really want to bet against day game Patrick Corbin either.
That's fair. Chat, this is a day game, and he does excel.
Yeah, I think that's a one unit play. I'm locked in already for the first 5.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Cincinnati, San Fran. I mean, look, guys, I'm on San Fran already for a unit. I'm not nuking it, and I'll be honest with you. I don't absolutely love the slate today, the MLB slate, so I'm not going to be nuking anything probably, but it stinks today.
It's really bad. I didn't realize how bad it was today.
It's bad.
Yeah, it's kind of bad.
Yep.
Might be Dodgers and call it a night.
And we can talk about that
always
too.
The answer.
Javon likes the Dodgers.
Can we before we get there, can we talk about the fucking Padres for a sec?
Yes.
Why do we like them?
Javon, sell them, bro. You haven't even sold them to me yet. I need to know.
Yeah, well, I mean, for one, Cardinals against lefties with the new lineup that they have, especially like a lot of the younger guys at the bottom, not a thing. They've been bottom 10 in the MLB for the past like 2 weeks, or not even 2 weeks, like 2 months, month and a half, really. Probably, I guess you can conservatively say since the deadline for the last month. So Rich Hill, like outside of Goldschmidt and like Arenado and a couple of the guys at the top, like I think he can find some moderate success today. And then Michaelis, like Padres, I want them against a pitcher like Michaelis who's going to give up some hard contact, which has been increasing over the past handful of starts that he's had, especially on a sinker, which a lot of the Padres hit pretty well. So like guys like, I honestly think Tatis goes nuts today, which I hope doesn't end up just like Juan Soto, but I think he goes nuts today. I like Juan Soto too in this matchup. Like I think up and down the lineup, I think they're going to hit Miles Michaelis today, who, I mean, he's up for 3.5 earned runs today too, not on Prize Picks, but that's his book line. And then you have Rich Hill still hanging at 2.5, dude. What are we hovering over? This is 5 units on the Padres. Middle of the day on Wednesday is asinine.
Hey, we're still at 7-5 in the bow.
We are. Shout out the Giants. W's.
Shout out Joshy for spoon feeding me some plus chicky dogs in the UFC last night.
Let's go. A little UFC action last night. I didn't even know there was a card. A little sneak UFC.
I didn't either, but he was spoon feeding. He said, dude, system play, take all the dogs. There were 5 fights and 4 dogs won.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
Cool.
System play. Cash it.
There we
My
go.
goodness. Okay. I mean, I could get behind the Padres today. Look, the lines moved 10, 15 cents towards them. I just hate both these teams. They're just so dead. They're so dead.
We got Stott on third.
I'm taking it.
Bases
Saddle
cheers.
up and lock in. I found the fucking midday whale.
Padres ML. I mean, look, I'm going to tail for a unit too if we're all riding it. Fuck it. I'm in.
Yeah, you got to ride it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'll lock it in, chat. We got 1 out, Stott on thirds. I know Goots is trying his hardest to get that game cast up. That's probably giving them some issues. That's okay. This is the only one that loads. We'll stick with it.
Yeah, we don't need 3D today.
We don't even need a 3D. We don't even want it. Okay, we got a bunch of sub bangs as well. People forget we had a hype train going. WM Mac Miller, what's up, Beast? Damn, I can't fake Cookie anymore. Not until he's on the Reds in about a week. Right is Wrong coming in with some bits. We got hype trains. We got Alex F coming in with a sub bang. Winners only. We got Ron Mux Clam, a tale as old as time, coming in giving out another sub bang to the community. Let's get some W's in chat for Ron. He's a goat. We got Putin Loves Prize Picks, I bet, coming in with a sub bang. W Day, W Vibes after a squad ride L yesterday, chat. We owe you guys an absolute donkey for tonight, and we're going to deliver. We're going to deliver. All right? Have no fear. We're going to get it done. And let's get Scott home, boys. Bases cocked, 1 out. Get him home. We got Len Bong giving out a sub bang. What's up, Len Bong? We do it all for you, bro. We do it all for you.
We do it all for Landbaum.
Unbelievable. Okay. Let's keep going through the games, Javon. We got about 20 minutes. A couple late nights we haven't talked about yet. Oakland, Seattle. Any plays in that game?
God, no, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't want to get cute with the A's after yesterday. In-play runs. There we go.
We got to stop Dang, boys. Let's go. Come on. Let's fucking go, Javon. Great play.
Angels
Great play.
Angels winning, I bet.
Wow.
I bet. Call it in the second inning, Trent. Crazy. Crazy.
Let's go Stott, and let's talk about the A's. Unfortunately, we have to. Any plays in this one, Javon? They're playing Seattle. Seattle's banged up right now. We'll show a little tweet. They had a bunch of weird shit go on yesterday. Kirby got scratched with an illness. J-Rod got scratched for some foot injury, I believe. Not good. And this is a team who's barely on the cusp of the playoffs right now. And yeah, this tweet was funny. Put your voodoo dolls away. Had to show that. Ty France got hurt, Javon. J.P. Crawford got hurt running to second base. My goodness. I hope the boys are okay, especially Ty France, a good friend of the program.
Yeah, of course.
Are the Marlins falling apart? Do we have value on Oakland today?
Yeah, I don't want to get too cute with them after yesterday. I would say if they lost or ended up winning yesterday, despite all of that, I would have been a little more in on trying to back Zach Neal, I guess, here. But
yeah,
I don't know if I can do it. I'm going to stay away from this game.
All good. Let's move to a game where people are actually going to potentially bet on it, not an athletics game. Let's go to Texas and the Mets. Okay. Two poverty teams, though, if I could say so myself. Although Texas is laying -155 with Dane Dunning, the legend, on the bump. I think he's got an earned run square up. I remember seeing that earlier. And I forget what my thoughts were, so I'm going to pull it up. But he still has that earned run square up, 2.5. And he's been getting rocked recently, Javon. He's given up 4-3, 1-3 in his last couple outings. Maybe we get a little Dane Dunning legacy on the road, a rare Dane Dunning road gem today. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think he pitches pretty well. But like on the other side of things, I guess we got more Phillies runs there. Shout out Trent.
Sure.
But Daniil Reyes is pitching for the Mets today. He was they brought him up against the Braves to just eat innings. And he is kind of like the guy that the Braves have up today, where he throws a fastball that gets absolutely barreled to hell. So, like, if we're talking about a guy who's going to throw a fastball, it's going to get hit hard. It's going to get barreled. I want to take the guy who is very obviously going to take advantage of that. And, like, if you look at everything, like, he gets right-handed pitching. He has the hard hit rate. He has the barrel rate. He has the ISO. He has everything. Corey Seager is my Yordan.
Oh, my God, dude.
I have to do it.
Oh, my God. Now I know why you wouldn't say the player until the very end.
Did you just say Seager is your Yordan today?
Yes.
Oh, my chat. Lauren looked me dead in the eyes and said it's fucking Seager legacies.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean, this is perfect matchup for him. And, like, I think the Rangers bats, like, all of them are going to destroy the new Reyes. Because I think, I mean, looking at the first time they played him out against the Braves, too, like, they're just kind of leaving him out to dry to eat innings. Good thing we took out Kyle Gibson. There we go.
Thank God. Thank God. Something was fishy about that one. It looked too easy.
Yeah.
Thank God. Are you taking his fantasy score, Javon?
Fantasies, man.
Has to be, right?
Fantasies. Come on, dude.
I mean, how's he getting fantasy without 3 hit run RBI?
That's because he's going to walk once.
Still
He
doesn't
ain't
get
walking
there.
right now, bro. He's fucking swinging.
Yeah, this is going to be a guy who's going to put fastballs in the zone that get destroyed.
Are you worried about Reyes' accuracy issues?
I mean, not particularly. Trying to see what exactly he did on that front against the Braves last time out.
I mean, I already got bumped up too, Javon. If you want to get me on board, utilize that, and I could be in for that fantasy score. It's just like yesterday. That little bump was the difference. If you want to get 2.5, just say the words. I'll take it, though. You're the Seager whisperer.
I guess it got bumped. It got bumped. We'll take the bump.
Okay.
I'm cool with that.
Okay. I mean, I think they kind of correlate. I'd be surprised if one hits and one doesn't. Although now that I just said that, it will. But we'll see. We'll see. All right.
Fair.
You can get behind that Dane Dunning less than 2.5 earned run square?
I can. Yeah.
Okay.
I will say definitely, like, if we're talking about this game, though, it's Rangers bats over Dunning gem for me.
Lauren, do you like the fantasy or do you like the 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs? Because if you and Javon both love him today, he's being taken. He has to be taken.
They have Adolis bases up today. That's wild.
I don't think Adolis has got a hit in years.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
he's just
WCLB. Sure. Fantasy score. We'll go with that.
You know who was not to shift gears, who's also hitting the gag today is Matt Olson.
Fucking hope so.
for the first time in months.
It's the last thing we needed to hear, chat, with him only needing 10 hits for that BTL season-long mag, but I'm in.
He's hitting today, dude. That was the first thing I thought about when I woke up today.
Okay,
Oh.
Olsen going yaya today?
And then Lauren also said that. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking nuking both those squares.
All right, I'm in.
Yeah.
We'll square up for
every
pitch.
time-
We'll take those.
Every time
two.
there's been a goat, up for RBIs, they've just never hit until the last game that they're up for.
Dude, he hasn't
So-
done shit all week, bro.
I mean, I don't know if I would say all week.
All week.
I mean,
He's
this
got a
is
14 and 17 pace this week.
yeah. It's only gone under single digits. I mean, twice, and it was barely in the last San Fran game.
Pull up that RBI square, Goods. Let's take a peep at it. I'm assuming it's red as my beard.
Tell me Detmers just struck out fucking Schwarby. You better.
Lauren likes the RBI today, Javon. You think maybe he does it today?
I mean, same thing happened with Lou Bob when they were in course. He didn't sniff an RBI the first time he was up for it, and then last game he comes around as a legacy game. So I have no problem taking it, especially when they're going to score probably 10 runs today.
Okay. Sure. I'm in. We'll square up for Kitch. We'll take those two guys, Seager, Olsen. We'll back them today. I can get behind that.
Dude, that's literally the two-piece Meg that Lauren and I just talked about.
I'm in. Say no more. All right. Let's power through. Let's talk about Yankees Tigers. I think we got 3 more night games to get to, maybe 4. Yankees Tigers, Cole versus Wentz. I mean, that lines up to 225. I freaking bet. Wentz is TBD. Javon, any thoughts on this one? I know you talked about him a little bit during the cheat sheet.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Yankees bats hop all over Joey Wentz, who I assume it's not confirmed yet, but I also think they're going to make things a little interesting against Garrett Cole too. So, like, I honestly don't hate this over. Lead off single for Twins. W.
We need runs.
We do.
We need runs. You don't want to bet this game now?
No, don't really care for it too much.
Okay.
Wish
Any
we had
squares?
No, that's what I was just about to say. I wish we had a couple of guys up for the Yankees that are not named Aaron Judge, which I guess part of that probably has to do with no confirmed pitcher, but like Bader's maybe not playing. I don't even know what the story is there with those guys. So probably going to be in and out of the lineup. But we'll see. I love it.
Could take the system play and just go Judge less than fantasy score.
Yeah, I don't know about today, brother.
He's cold right now, though. Relatively.
Yeah, what better to snap you out of a streak than facing Joey Wentz? Joey Wentz is bad. Bad.
All right, fine. We won't. Let's keep moving and grooving. You talked about Atlanta and Colorado a lot, Javon. On the books, how do you want to back that game? Are you just taking the over?
Just taking the over. 13.5.
That
So high.
That might be on the card for a Meg later.
It should be. It probably should be. I mean,
That
no
and the Dodgers ML. That might have to be the squad ride today.
No parlays, but yeah, either one of those two is definitely going to be in the votes. 100%. I don't even know what else we're going to be able to put in. Maybe Royals first fivers. We'll get to that in a moment. But yes.
Those have been printing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday, Reagan's masterclass.
Yeah, and then they sold.
They sell late.
First
I wanna
5
get them early.
minus a half. Their
Wanna
bullpen
get-
is so bad.
When
I got
Javon
the-
gives you fucking Royals first 5, chat, just lock it in, man. I know it's
So-
gross.
2 thumbs up for Royals first 5 today.
Maybe 1 thumb up.
1 thumb. Okay.
1 thumb. 1 thumb.
And I also locked it in at +0.5 before the line moved. So that might maybe 2 thumbs up for that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel great about Mr.
Okay.
Zerpa. I'll tell you that.
All right. Dodgers ML. Wow, that's sharp.
You know what I hate is people who chirp laying juice. Like, I was getting flamed for nuking Giants minus 155. Bitch, I have $500 now that I didn't have before.
Sure. That's what I'm talking about, Trent. Look, man, people are going to hate, right? They're just pissed they don't have that sled. Okay, they're just jelly. We move.
It's also like,
Sure.
it's
Beautiful.
baseball. It's
Get that
baseball.
graphic back up here for a second. I'm taking that Dane Dunning less than 2.5 run runs, and he's going to fucking ball. Hand on the
There you
shoulder.
go. Yeah,
Is-
sure.
are the Rangers not winning, man?
I think they're winning. I think they're winning, Trent. I mean, the line has moved so far their way. Look, the Mets have played, I feel like, better overall when they've gotten rid of all their guys. But if you look at their last couple games, I mean, They're barely putting up any runs. They're packing up shop for next season. The Rangers are starting to get their offense going. If you asked me this a week ago, I'd say no fucking chance to put money on them right now, but they're starting to get the engines turning for that offense. They're starting to come back to life a little bit. They've won 3 of their last 4 games. Definitely wouldn't be taking the Mets ML. No chance. No chance.
No chance, bro.
Yeah.
Nope. All right, chat. What other games we need to get to here? I guess Arizona Dodgers. Let's talk about it. Javon, you got a little play in your best bets in this game.
Yeah, I'm laying it with the Dodgers, which is
Okay.
continuing to rise, which is a little surprising to me with Pepe on the mound. But like I said, like Brandon Pfaadt, I respect what he's done since he's come back in the majors and been improved, but he's faced some of the worst offenses against right-handed pitching in the league. And the only time he's faced a couple good ones, he's gotten rocked. So, like, again, today, I think the Dodgers, that all aside, like they match up really, really well with him, and he's going to throw them plenty of fastballs, and you're going to see probably that home run problem tick back up to what you saw earlier in the season. So I have no problem fading him today. And honestly, Pepio is the guy who, like, he's been back and had 1 or 2 starts, I think, and one of those I know was a pretty tough matchup for him, and he looked good in a little shortened outing. So I have no problem going with the Dodgers. And, I mean, the D-backs bullpen has been arguably, like, bottom 5 in the league for, like, the past 2-3 months, maybe even all seasons. Like, even if we get, you know, a random decent start from Brandon Pfaadt, like he's done against the terrible offenses, like their bullpen is going to get destroyed too. So,
would you rather take fat more than earned runs on the books, or would you rather take Dodgers team total over?
Probably take Dodgers team total over because the earned runs is at the bullpen, but also like the earned runs at 3.5. So like you're not much further.
So are you locking in like you, Javon, yourself, open the book, you put units on -170 money line?
Yeah.
Wow.
No problem. There's like I don't want to do it like every day, but if I think it's green, it's green.
Chat, I don't know what else you have to hear, man, to open the book and fucking unleash on the Dodgers right now.
I mean, I laid the Giants yesterday. I didn't bag them like you, but it's gross. If I had to do that a couple times against the Reds, it's kind of tough. But
I mean, green's green, dude.
Green's green. I mean, we got people complaining about baseball not being profitable, and then we don't take stuff because of juice. We got the same guys that are complaining about it not being profitable, full fading on college football week 1. So pick your spots. Get green where you can get green. Winning bet is a winning
facts, dude. God damn it. Speaking
green is green.
Facts right now.
Sometimes you can't fear the juice. You just got to embrace it. Not every day, not every bet, but there's spots. You got to take it. And I'm not fucking taking the Dodgers -1.5. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
just go win the game,
Homer,
man.
if it doesn't hit, I'll gift a sub. Okay, Breezy. Sure. We got J-Hawk and Fly sub banging as well. W's, boys. Dodgers ML. Tired of run lines. Fuck run lines, especially with home teams. Although in this spot against Fat with the high total, and we've seen how the series has played out, maybe they got some juice balls.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't hate a little sprinkle there too. I might consider that, especially like the only times where I'll consider it with a home team is when there's such a bullpen advantage and disadvantage, which like for the D-backs against anybody is probably a massive discrepancy at this point. Anybody not named the Reds. So like I don't have a problem doing that.
Okay. All right. And chat, we didn't talk about it too much, and we got to get to the squad ride, but I am on the Royals first 5. I got +0.5. I don't mind the -1.5. I just wouldn't nuke it. I got it before the line flipped, which is a great sign. Kind of weird to see them moving to -1 or -0.5 in the first 5 when they're +100 for the full game ML. But that's a great sign in my opinion. So I'm back in the Royals, who've been scoring early in their games at home, like Trent was saying. They have. And then they blow it late. They probably don't even want to win, right? They're probably trying to get a better draft pick anyways, and their bullpen's dog shit. Let's back them first 5. I got the +1.5. If you got to take -1.5, that's fine, or ML and get the push in there. But I think the Royals keep that one close and at least keep it, tied through 5 minutes.
I don't hate it.
One unit play there.
1 unit,
yeah.
Yes. Good. All right, let's craft up the squad rides. Let's get these picks going, and then we'll talk about the Survivor Pool chat. Football's close. We need you guys joining. For now, let's get the squad ride poll up, though. Javon, Dodgers ML, we're putting that up?
I mean, we can. It's green.
Oh, my God, dude. I mean, he's just saying it's green.
It's like Christmas right now for
It's
Trent.
literally like Christmas, bro.
Don't stand up.
I mean, you know I'm not taking the Dodgers unless I feel pretty confident in
I
them,
know.
generally.
It's a
I
good
know.
sign, Trent. That doesn't mean you put every dollar you have to your name on them tonight. And thank God you're not even able to. But
No,
stick
if you
with
wanna-
the 5U guys, or
Yeah, I mean, we also have, if you go on, or I guess we're on DK, but if you scroll up, 50% boost, Nerfy or Yurfy in Arizona versus Los Angeles. You know what was boosted yesterday? The Nerfy or Yurfy in the Cubs game, which didn't have another run outside of the
Oh
first inning.
my God.
Javon, that was such a fucking sharp call, and I'm happy you brought that up because I forgot about it. People
Dude,
forget
that's
Javon came on
Yurfy.
here. He came on here yesterday and said, "Fuck everybody else. That Yurfy's hitting. So is the under. If you want to take the under, live bet in the second inning, but they're scoring a run in the first. What do? The exact script that he laid out.
I mean, I'm not going to act like it's incredibly sharp to fade a boost, but I already had like a weird feeling about that game. At least something happening early because it seemed too easy. And then once, I got the boost pointed out to me, I was like, yeah, I have to do it.
That meat's glued to the lab as it should be.
God, do we even need a surge stream today, man? We have 4 moose shit games to talk about, and we're hearing all this shit about the Doyers, bro.
Trent, if you want me on there, I'll rip it with you. I got some time. Just let me know. All right, if you need a friend up there or something. I know we probably got a squad coming on there with you too, though, W's. But just let me know, dude. We got Dodgers ML. We got Atlanta, Colorado over 13.5. What else, Javon? Are you cool putting that Royals team first 5 in there?
Yeah, if you like that, let's do it.
First 5. I guess it is -0.5 everywhere else. Should we just do first 5 ML?
Yeah, you do first 5 now.
First 5 ML. Okay. Sweet.
Chat, we're just so dialed right now, man. I don't need Yeti's shirtless cake, bro.
But the
Do we
Rangers
just leave it
in there.
to a 3-piece, Javon? Because there's just not that many late games, man.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind putting the Rangers in there too.
You want to
What
put
are we
Rangers
talking
ML
about?
in there and give me a bet in the freaking Yankees-Detroit game.
Lou Bob with a whale.
Sure. He's balling.
I don't want to put the Yankees in there and then it ends up not being Joey Wentz. That's my one concern.
Okay.
So that would be
Well,
disastrous.
we could also pivot to some WNBA action. That's treated us pretty well recently.
Yeah, you've been kind of sharp.
Oh, there's no games today.
Oh.
In WNBA.
We'll just roll with these 4 plays and not force. That's fine. That ain't no problem, Javon. 4 plays, chat, 4 winners. Get that squad ride vote in. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. The poll is up in the Twitch chat. Hurry up. Get your votes in. Go, 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 go. Get them in. Get them in. I want to see 100 votes for the winner, chat. I want to see 100 piece. Hold the fry. All right. All right. We got some diversified votes here. Shocker. Nobody wants Royals first 5. You guys are scared. Rangers showing life. Dodgers got out to a hot
I
start.
like that the Rangers are showing life.
I don't like that either. I'll be honest with you. But
No, I said I do like that.
These
Okay.
4
I like
plays
it.
on here are literally the only 4 bets I'm taking today.
good.
In
Then you're in a
addition
good
to
spot.
Padres.
Yeah, these 4 plus the Padres. You go 3-2 and you go about your day, Trent. Straight up. You go 3-2, you go about your day, you're positive. All right, let's start the day off with a little 5U Padres whale to get the juices flowing. And then hopefully you don't need to even up the units on the last plays and you can go a unit on all these and just go about your day.
If these are the only 4 bets you're taking for the day, I would be shocked. I want
I
to
mean,
see.
well, there's not much else to choose from. That's almost every game.
Yeah, but then we end up nuking KBO and FIBA slips.
I mean,
overnight.
Those don't count.
USA was always winning by fucking 41.
Yeah, but then we're gonna get persuaded. Then we get to the late nights, and then Dodgers ML is a single whale. Then you have Dodgers -1.5. Then you get a 2-piece of random games you like. That's where we're gonna get ourselves in trouble.
Good news is anything overseas, I can only put $50 on it.
Thank God.
Yeah.
That's a
Oh.
savior.
But then I
Same.
start, dude, if you saw my fucking account, you'd be like, you're fucking disgusting, bro. I had Sparks ML with every KBO bet you could imagine last night.
Oh my God, dude. And did all the other bets hit except for the Sparks?
Yes, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
Did
And
you
then
see how they
watch that
lost?
last 30 seconds play out? Yeah, we saw it. Let's pull it up real quick. Dudes, pull that shit up. It's one of Trent's tweets from last night talking about this incredible finish.
I live bet him 7 times. I had him in 3 different fucking lays. Like, it's fucking absolute joke, bro. Joke.
Dude.
Chat, we're putting the link to the Survivor pool in chat as well. Okay, if you guys aren't joining this, I don't know why you wouldn't. The entire Book It squad's doing this for the whole season. We're going to be sweating it out, talking about it. If you guys think you're sharper than us up here, if you think you're sharper than any of the 3 gentlemen who are sitting up here with you, Trent's gone, doesn't matter though. If you think you're sharper than this squad, why don't you prove it? Join the Survivor pool. It's free. You can win Super Bowl tickets. We're going to be talking about it and in it the entire time. The link is in chat. It's free to join. It takes 3 seconds. Rip the link and do it real quick right now. All right? I just put it in the chat. Check out the Survivor. All right? It's free. Join it. And we got a squad ride dubs, Javon. Atlanta, Colorado, over 13.5. I am more than okay with that.
There we go.
I am more than okay with that. Let's freaking go, chat. I like the play. We got a Polanco double. Let's go, Roadster.
Lead off double.
Get him home, Roadster. Get him home.
There you
And
go.
Davey Martinez, I'm not falling for your tricks, man. Nasser didn't crush today. Not falling for your tricks. Not sure why you faded us yesterday. So that you guys could win. That's why. Do it again today. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. All right?
There you go.
What happens when everybody ties in Survivor? You split the poll is what goes on, but nobody's going to tie the Survivor. I promise you it's way harder than you think. You might not even make it through the full 18 weeks of the season, chat. A lot of times it doesn't even get through the whole year. All right? There probably won't be a tie. Get your freaking entries in. It's free to join. We're all going to be on it and sweating it out the entire season. We're doing our Book It Fantasy Football Draft tonight, Javon. Super stoked for that. We'll be streaming that tonight on the Book It Sports Twitch and YouTube. We'll catch you guys there. Stick around for the Surge stream. We'll be on there giving some winners out. And we'll catch you tomorrow, same time,